What's going on, guys? Petey here. So I just got a recommendation from Colin Egan on my last video, asking if I can make a tier list of all the tactics in the game. So instead of making a tier list, I'm just going to go through and talk about them because there are certain situations that one thing is better for another depending on the situation. So I'll just kind of talk through them, give you guys my insight on them, and let you guys decide for yourself. So I'm not going to go over these. All three of these are really great, and they could be used at times of need. So I'm not going to talk about these tactics that everybody gets. I'm going to start on the first tier here that is actually unlockable. So looking at the first one, this one gives population growth plus 150%, fortune growth minus 30%, and it does not work for allies. So this is just for you. Now, I have ran into the issue before where I've tried to make units out of a city and the population's really low inside of that city, and it takes a while for it to be populated again. How I go against that, or how I solve that issue, is I make the munitions inside of that city, and then I send them to a different city that has high population, and I make them at that city instead. Now, this could be effective there instead, but I think it's better not to get this one and to choose a different one. Looking at this wartime economy, this one is actually pretty good. I didn't realize how good it was until I just looked at it right now. But it's fortune growth plus 150%, population growth minus 30%, and effective admin areas. So if you're going for level 8 city, or you're an airman trying to get bombers out, this fortune growth is actually really good, like plus 150%. I went and I looked at my farms. Like, say you just get one farm up and you get both of the farms to level 5. Each one of them makes 1800% on the Swift map. They make 1800 per hour. So this one only lasts for 30 minutes and it's plus 150%. So 1800. What's the math on that? I probably should have done this math offline. But it would be for both of those, which is 36. It'd be 7200 plus 18, be like 8800, something like that, for 30 minutes. That's quite a bit. 40 tactic points. This is actually pretty solid for airmen. Like, I used to bash on these quite a bit because down here you have like these different steel smelting oil and stuff like that. I bashed on these too, but they're actually really good when you need those materials to start producing bombers or even like M40s. So yeah, this one, I think if you're airman, this is a very good choice. And then for the country, you get attack plus 30% on your turrets and buildings, sniper towers inside of the city or area that you use this on. And then the big one's the repair speed plus 50%. Now, this one is a little interesting because like it lasts for 30 minutes as well, but it doesn't really work that well if you're getting attacked by a sizable force. So say if someone's pushing you really early with light tanks, this will help out significantly. If you have some of your own and it's going to be a close battle, like this will turn the fight in your favor and you'll be able to keep the city for sure. But if usually someone attacks you, they'll drop stugs on you, like 15 stugs, and then they have M40s or they have tanks to cover up turrets. This is going to be pretty much useless. So looking at these three, for me, I'm an airman. I think I'm going to switch to this wartime economy to help get that fortune out and help get the level 10 city faster. But this one is also solid if you don't really care too much about fortune. This one's not worth it at all. I would pick this one. So the two that you should decide between are these two. If you're always low on fortune in the beginning of the field, go with this one. If you get attacked a lot in the beginning of the field and you want to defend, go with this one. Now moving along to tier 3. So here we have a couple good ones. We have Stand Firm. This is defense plus 50% for all of your troops in the effective area. You can use it on allies as well. Last Stand, attack plus 30% for all of your land troops in effective area. And then Blitzkrieg, speed plus 40%, restore 10% of the max HP for all of your troops in the effective area. So here I went with Blitzkrieg. I think Blitzkrieg is the right move for nearly every circumstance here. Now you can coordinate with your league, and if you know you're going to be playing with a couple guys all the time, then potentially you can go stand firm and they can go blitz, and then someone else could go last stand, and you can get all three of these. Or if you have alt accounts, you should go with these. But just if you're just a primary account and you can't really rely on anybody in your league, you have to go blitz. This plus 40% speed is so versatile. Speed is so important in this game. Like the speed can be used for getting out of a fight, um, killing off an army when they're pushing away, uh, getting to a fight sooner. The restoring of HP is really nice. 10% is not nothing crazy, but it does help at times. And then if you run tanker, this gets bonuses as well, where it costs 25 tactic cards, and it's plus 75% speed, and I think the HP goes up a little too to 25%. It makes it really, really, really good. Tanker Blitz is really good. It almost doubles the speed of your units, almost. So yeah, here I would definitely give it to Blitzkrieg. Plus 50% defense is really solid too, and Last Stand is pretty good. But Blitzkrieg, I'd say, is the best one, and I would definitely pick this unless you have a situation set up with your league or you have an alt. Now moving along to tier 4, we have Persuade Captive. What this does is when you're in a fight, every minute 3% of your max HP will recover to your troop. So what this allows you to do is it allows you to go into battles, even if it's just with sniper towers or like a rebel city or something like that, and it helps keep your troops alive. Like as long as your troops are attacking anything, they'll get a passive heal over time. So it's really, really strong. I always run this on my guys. Then we have Siege and Destroy. Attack against buildings plus 30%. This is also very important to have. I think this comes into then the supply. This thing is pointless. This amount of ammo, food, and fuel could be just augmented with using airdrop supplies. And this just reinforces your city, which you have a supply factory there anyways, and you could just make these materials for a little bit of cash. So I would not do this one at all. So we're just talking about these two. So it all depends. If I was somebody who is really independent, or I play on off hours where my league mates aren't on all the time, and I need either one of these, I'm going to go with Persuade. If you have a really good league that's on 24/7 and you can always rely on them, then maybe go with Siege. I think PC is the best, and I just got into a debate with somebody who said Siege is better. Um, Gallop from All Units. He said Siege is better, but only if you have a league mate that has this on or an alt that has this one. So with just that statement, this one's better. But if you can, it would be nice to have this one as well. So moving down to tier 5, we have steel smelting, oil extraction, rubber harvesting, steel production plus 150%, fortune growth minus 30%. These all last 30 minutes. Oil plus, and then steel minus, rubber plus, steel minus. So nearly all of these take steel away except for this one. I used to bash on this one quite a bit, but this oil extraction is really good for airmen. Like when you're trying to get out those first bombers and you only have one resource zone that has oil production there, this speeds your production up quite a bit. And I sit there and I just literally keep throwing this on that every 30 minutes. Just keep throwing it, and the oil you get coming in is amazing. For rubber, this one's, if you're low on rubber, like say if you're running tanks or M40s, you're low on rubber, this one could be really good as well. I don't know too much about it because I haven't used it yet. But what I would say about these is pick the one that you always run low on, and you always run low throughout the field. Oil and rubber are really good too because they turn in for more. Like if you're going to get flags with them, they turn in for more than steel does. Steel trades at every steel is worth 3 points, and every oil and rubber is worth 10. So I would pick either one of these two. And finally, we're looking at the last tier. We have life saving. Restore 30% of max HP for all of your troops in the effective area. Only works for league members. That's really important. You can only heal your league. You can't heal any allies. Artillery support, deplete 10% of all enemies' actual HP in the effective area and deal 100 damage directly. This one really isn't that great at all. Taking away 10% of their HP is like I mean, if you had 9 people use it, it'd be kind of cool. But I don't think that it's really that great. And then Suicide Charge, HP minus 35%, attack plus 150% for all the troops in the area, works for allies. So on this one, you got to debate between Suicidal Charge and Life Saving. Now, usually when you use the Suicidal Charge, you have to use a Life Saving right after because you lose minus 35% HP as soon as you put it on. So you're going to want to do Suicide and then Life Save right after, and then your health will come back pretty close to max. You won't be all the way there. But this one is a preference. I like using Life Saving because I like attacking at off hours, and I like being independent. As you can see, all of my choices have been set independently. And then my alt account, he is running like Stand Firm, Siege, Steel, and then Suicide. So I have my main be all the ones that I absolutely need, all the best ones. And then my alt will give me all these extra ones that give you a lot of attack, but take away your HP and stuff like that. Stuff that you need to supplement. So yeah, for the last tier, I give it to Life Saving. Life Saving, everybody's gonna need to heal every now and then. And if your league is really good, they're gonna have their alts already there, and their alts are gonna buff them with Suicide Charge. So have Life Saving because only your league members can heal. And say for example, you're running a 10-man league map, and every single person in your league has Suicidal Charge. And you're like, hey man, let me get a heal. Everyone's like, I don't have it. Then it's like, okay, well, no one has heals. But if 9 people have Life Saving and then 1 guy has Sui, that's a different story. You know what I mean? So if you think about it like that, 9 people can heal you versus just nobody, or just yourself, whatever it is. So Life Saving here is the most important, in my opinion. So that was it, guys. I appreciate the recommendation, man. That was a very good one, and I'm going to keep going through them right now and hook you guys up with some more of my thoughts on this stuff. So I appreciate the suggestion. If you have more, tag them down below, and we'll see you guys next time. PD out.